what time it is. Wrestling Ramble once again.
We're back, baby!
The big man and the other big man at the top of Mount
Couple of big men.
That's right, just doing big men thing. At the top of Mount Tomey. Sun setting behind us. Summer's nearly gone. But
Look at those fall leaves.
I know, everything around us is turning red.
After the summer slam,
That's
it's
right.
gotta go to fall.
That's right. Things are starting to turn and wilt in the nature around us, but that's definitely not the case in WWE right now.
No.
Bright and fresh as ever. I read a quote earlier today that if AJ goes over at the upcoming Backlash SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, this could be the quote-unquote smarkiest 30 days in wrestling history.
I believe that.
Daniel Bryan being general manager, Hideo Itami hitting Austin Aries with a GTS at TakeOver Brooklyn, AJ of course defeating John Cena, and now the new Universal Champion, Kevin Owens. A person who is honestly very divisive in the wrestling world. It seems like you either really, really love Kevin Owens and you're behind him 100%, like us, or you're the type of person who believes that he doesn't have a suitable look to be a top-tier superstar.
Yeah, I know, and I guess people are entitled to their opinions, but I've never really got that. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have the, like, chiseled physique as most of the others, but I find him to be way more entertaining, both with his, like, in-ring ability and just all the little facial expressions and the little things he says just thrown into the match. It makes it so just entertaining overall.
Yep. He took the advice of Stone Cold from years ago. He never stopped running his mouth, and it's paid off big time.
Oh, yeah. Should you tell the people about how that championship win came about, though?
Oh, you mean about? Well, I mean, I don't want to hack Taz, and I mean, let's just say me and TAZ are on the same page. I'm not hacking him because we had the same thinking. The way that Kevin reacted at the end of that match, both of us are led to believe that maybe Triple H kind of laid that out for them on the fly, and the fact that in this day and age, a finish could be given to a person seconds potentially before it happens. It's just, if that's in fact the case, epidemic of a trend we're seeing recently in pro wrestling, where things happen where not even the wrestlers apparently know what's going on. And
Jericho.
Right. We recently heard about Chris Jericho getting in the face of Brock Lesnar when he didn't know what was going on. The deal with Miz and Daniel Bryan, honestly, at this point, people can tell me it's a work, but a strong part of me believes that there was a little shooty in there.
I know. It's tough to tell with this whole, reality era, because, they're doing a really good job of blurring the lines between works and shoots.
I certainly think so. The elbow strikes into Randy Orton's head at SummerSlam. I mean, you can't fake getting busted open and eating 10 staples.
No.
We even saw Sasha Banks, the outgoing former women's champion of WWE, commenting that Charlotte is an unsafe worker and that she was trying to hurt her. That kind of talk would be unheard of 10 years ago in pro wrestling. But now it seems to be the norm. And I can't deny it is a little bit effective, showing up on ESPN a lot more regularly than before.
True.
I mean, even non-wrestling fans are commenting on the finish of SummerSlam with those elbow strikes in Randy Orton's head. There's certain things you just can't fake. And little by little, I get the impression that Vince and the family is starting to get a hold of how best to leverage the current style of storytelling into a way that people actually might question whether it's real or not. After business was exposed, a part of me thought maybe we'd never come back to that.
I know, but they've been doing a really good job of it. I feel like all the social media and everything is really helping with that, because it kind of gave us a look into more of what the superstars are actually like and all that, as well as all the reality TV shows and all that they've done. So now they can use that to their advantage to just sort of play off of that fact that we kind of know more about the people.
Right.
So then,
No.
yeah,
You're exactly right. And some quote-unquote wrestling purists will say that with this type of storytelling, we're being told too much. The work comes from the fact that we leave a lot of things to the imagination. But to that I say, in this day and age of social media, there's just no secrets anymore.
No.
Like, even if they didn't want to expose it, it will become exposed. People will just dig it out because that's just what happens these days. So,
Exactly.
yep. Like a great example being Roman Reigns testing positive, getting this wellness suspension. We'll talk about it a little bit later. And WWE not shying away from it at all. In years past, this is the type of thing they wouldn't have even talked about.
But Seth Rollins decided to. That was so good. Now let's talk about Roman.
Why not? I thought it was the best call for the time at the time.
It was definitely best for business.
And that sort of thing has happened more and more often. If you ask me what's the first example of that, it might actually be the Lana Rusev thing last year.
Oh yeah, I think that really was like the first sort of instance of that.
I think so. And it seems kind of trivial compared to many other examples that have happened more recently. But if that's where it starts, where does it end? I mean, is this the beginning of, as you put it, the peak of the quote-unquote reality era?
It's seeming that way right now, because like, I mean, we've been watching this stuff for a long time, and even we're like, is this a work?
It's a really good point. Yeah, and people who've been in the business for longer than we've been alive have even asked the same question.
But I love it. I love that it's making me question it.
I'm glad you said that, because that leads me to the last thing I want to say about this, and that is, you love it and I love it, but we're hardcore fans. If WWE and the wrestling industry's goal in general is to garner a larger audience and go back to the days of Stone Cold and The Rock, where a lot more people watched, a lot more people were casual fans. Hardcores like you and I, we don't really ever leave. Even if we do leave, we come back.
Yeah.
But casuals seemingly only get one chance, and once they lose interest, they don't ever come back, it seems. So the question I have for you is it in the best interest of the wrestling industry to tailor their product towards the casual fan, or should they cater more specifically to the hardcore fan?
I honestly feel like they're doing a bit more of both with this whole new thing, because it's making, even the smarkiest of smarks question whether it's a work or not. And at the same time, maybe the casual fans who are just like, duh, wrestling's fake, will like maybe get roped into that, because if even the people who've watched it for a long time are questioning it, then yeah, who knows?
That's right.
Only time will tell, I guess.
Well, again, we're firing all cylinders, pal. Time will tell. Now you tell me, at this time last year, we were doing the show, do you think the wrestling product that we saw then was better or worse than what we see today?
I'd say worse. Like, the production value overall has increased like tenfold, like just with the camera angles, and I mean, the stage is a really minor thing, but I really like what they've done with that.
It makes a big difference. I think so, personally.
And overall, like, the brand split just did wonders for it. So far, anyways. I mean, it hasn't really been going on for a long time yet.
No, it hasn't. They had to lose a little bit to gain. And what they lost, I think, was, of course, by dividing the brands, now we have more titles. And because we have more titles, that puts less power in each individual title.
True.
But in the end, what we the fan want is a steady diet of good matches, compelling storylines, and a reason to tune in week after week.
And I feel like with more titles, even though it may, diminish all of the titles, and just because there's so many of them, I feel like it's nice that almost everyone has something to chase now. Whereas more often than not, there'd be, a couple people in each title picture, and then the rest of the people were kind of just left in mostly pretty lackluster storylines.
And I think that's actually the reason why WWE's actually started going back to job matches.
Yeah.
By going back to job matches, we can showcase a bunch of local talents, and then our existing superstars don't have to do the job every week, so they can actually do something.
Yeah, you're right.
Even if it's being in a tag team tournament for the newly anointed SmackDown tag team titles.
Tournament's so good. Heath Slater and Rhino, though.
Very hot. Those two guys getting over, unsurprisingly, because they're both very clever, and great wrestlers. And together, I would never, like if you told me Heath Slater and Rhino are a great combo, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, but it's not something I would have ever put any money down.
No, me neither.
But hey, it works.
And they went over the headbangers.
Yeah, they did. Legendary tag team. Welcome back, Mosh and Thrash, to WWE. Great to have you all back.
Mm-hmm.
This is our reward for putting in the time and sending out this open thank you and hello and goodbye letter to the Vince McMahon and co. each week, because we get a greatly improved product, I think.
Yeah, I know. The like after just seeing last week's main event on SmackDown, that was the first wrestling thing I've seen for like, you know, a month, and I was just blown away by like the camera work and just the whole overall quality of the match.
The size of that giant wasp.
Oh my god, the wasp with the running.
It's okay. The wasp don't not want none.
No.
It's a PG show. I didn't want to run through it like a Mack truck. It would have got turned up to 14A. Since we're on that topic, is there one more thing that you could ask from Vince & Co? Is there one more thing you want to see changed, improved?
Nothing really sticks out to me right now.
I feel the same way.
I feel like it's kind of weird because usually I'd have at least something, but now it's so far so good.
Maybe the Titus O'Neil Darren Young angle.
Oh right.
There's no need to be that nitpicky. We should just be thankful. Honestly.
Well, yeah. I am definitely thankful overall, but that angle is not the best.
No.
Especially that match they had on last Monday's Raw.
That's true, but hey, it's still a big improvement over pudding bowl matches and pillowcase fights and other such nonsense.
Yeah, you're right.
All together, keep it up. What else do we want to talk about? I know there's a couple of points specific.
Talked about the kayfabe.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the tag tournament a bit.
Oh yeah. Your boys American Alpha are going over. End of story.
Yeah, but I wonder how that's going to play into Heath Slater and his contract.
That's an excellent point.
I wonder if
maybe he'll go to Raw and do this thing all over again.
Maybe. Because
it's free agent thing and there's not really any time limit on it.
Or maybe somehow the Usos are going to go over and then Heath Slater and Rhino are going to go forward and then the Usos are going to do the job to them.
I believe that. That's highly believable.
And then, but like, American Alpha would have to get like screwed in some way, or like, just something dirty happens so they still look strong.
American Alpha looking strong and Dirty Business, I think, are foregone conclusion, big man.
Yeah.
And look forward to that next week on SmackDown. Also, this week, I wanted to talk to you all about the elephant in the room, and that is the wellness policy. We touched on it earlier.
Yeah.
There's been the nation of violation grows with each passing week. It seems we're on pace for 13 wellness policy violations at this point. I know it's not completely unprecedented, but okay. The first question I have for you, Ian, is if somebody gets a 30-day wellness policy violation, do you think they deserve to get their push reduced?
I'd say maybe it depends on the push. Like with as hardcore of a push as Roman was getting, I feel like, yeah. But, I mean, Eva Marie wasn't getting like that huge of a push.
It's kind of an introductory push.
Yeah. So I don't think, like if someone's just starting off like that, maybe not. But then again, it's hard to say because, I mean, they do want their business to go according to plan. Right. So you would think that should kind of, like, the superstars should almost have to prove themselves to some degree.
Yeah.
I mean, at least that's my thinking.
We're on the same page.
I'm not in the business.
And we've seen that maybe not every single time, but sometimes WWE will just openly admit that one of the superstars have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And with someone like Roman, I think this is in his benefit because in the long run, he's going to be able to redeem himself and come turn the corner.
Oh yeah, and he's been looking great so far.
He has. I have nothing but praise for Roman, honestly. His matches have been looking really good. He's greatly improved from this time last year. even his speaking has been improved.
Mm-hmm.
Altogether, everything that has happened for a reason. I hope he doesn't have any regrets because he's better off for it, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And he's got a sick red costume.
Yes, he does. You know, also a sick red costume. Alberto!
Oh, yeah.
We won't be seeing it in WWE anytime soon because El Patron
is back. Well,
maybe.
Maybe. It's a possibility. Goodbye, Del Rio. Hello, El Patron.
See. We could be seeing him back in La Templo, which is what I was kind of implying there, but definitely back on the indie scene, no doubt.
Sick Lucha Underground Season 3 trailer.
Absolutely. Check it out on Twitter. If you haven't already, Lucha Underground Season 3 looks like hot fire.
Yeah.
The introduction of several new superstars, it seems like.
Still want to find out who those group of 3 were.
Right. And I want to see where this Melissa Santos Phoenix romance angle goes.
Also, I want to see or find out who the 4th person is in the team.
The bad guys.
The mega Johnny Mundo.
Johnny's brother.
Yeah.
Bobby Mundo.
Bobby Mundo. But why the 4th person? There's only a trios title.
It's Lucha Underground. Why is there a checkerboard guy?
Yeah, you're
None of
right.
it makes any sense. Checkerboard guy. But seriously though.
Who is it? Who's the checkerboard guy? Also, who's the guy who's like supposedly stronger than Matanza?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Hopefully we'll find out.
No, here's the best thing about Lucha Underground is we can postulate any number of crazy scenarios. We might be right. Because the sky's the limit with those guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Who knows what the hell is going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And who knows what the hell's going to happen tonight on NXT.
It's going to be so good.
Absolutely. TakeOver Brooklyn was amazing. The new NXT champion, the king of strong style, crowned the NXT champion, going over Samoa Joe. You know Joe's going to be mad.
Yeah.
And you know that Authors of Pain are going to be mad.
Yep.
And you know that Asuka is going to be, I don't want to say mad, but fired up.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully. I mean, they probably wouldn't do it this early, but I was going to say hopefully we might see an interaction between Ember Moon and Asuka. Maybe. Or she'll probably just have a squash match.
I have a feeling they might both have squash matches, and then they might cross paths in the back.
Oh, that'd be good.
Maybe one would be like, pretty good job match. And I was like, yours too. And that would pretty much be the extent of the interaction.
Or they just have a stare down, and Ember Moon just like sort of looks at the title and looks at her, and then just keeps on walking.
Okay.
That'd be good.
Yeah, no, I can see that as well. Just one other. Is there anything else you wanted to add, Big Man? Sun's setting.
No, other than it's a beautiful night out.
Yeah, it is. And I want to leave off the.
I love it, Magnum.
I love it too, Big Man. And before we sign off for the evening, just want to tell one quick story before we go off the air that neither of you guys have heard. I know you'll love this one. So I was listening to MLW radio earlier today. Check it out, MLW.com. It was MSL and Alex Greenfield, and they were just chatting, just like we are now, basically. Mm-hmm. MSL told a story that he heard from a friend who was at the latest Cruiserweight Classic taping. And basically what happened was, as you guys may or may not know, in Japan, wrestling is a 20 count. Mm-hmm. Wrestling here is a 10 count. Pretty much the only difference. A top Japanese star who's in the Cruiserweight Classic kind of forgot.
Oh no.
Kind of forgot and ruined the finish.
Oh Jesus.
And the finish was so ruined that William Regal had to come out and they like made up some creative on the spot and they restarted the match and they actually did the same sequence again, but they did it correctly.
Did they? Was this on TV?
No, it's a taping.
Oh, okay.
It's a taping, so
okay.
I have a feeling that only the house gets to see all that. When we see the final product, we're just going to see it edited together with none of that shenanigans in the middle.
I could see
it. Literally killed the match.
I could see that. But I almost wonder if they would keep that in, well, like, unless it was that painful. I mean, I wasn't there. I can assume it was pretty painful to watch, but I wonder if they'd almost keep it in and just have the commentary be like, wow, it's a 20 count in Japan, so like maybe and they just explain it and then like just move
Yes,
on.
because it's a highly rational reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, he was drunk.
He just forgot.
And he was having I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down because me and the big man have got to get going, but we'll see y'all next week. Thanks once again for joining us. Vince, Paul, Stephanie, Triple H, Brock Lesnar, Shane McMahon, Dario Cueto.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy, Pentagon Dark. And
Rob Van Dam.
RVD, Robert Rodriguez, and of course, Joey.
Oh yeah, Joey Samoa.
That's not even the Joey I was talking about.
Oh, which one?
Joey Ryan.
Oh, the king of dong stuff.
No, but
all the Joeys.
No, it was,
Joey Mercury.
Yeah,
Joey Styles.
absolutely.
All of them.
Joey Fatone.
Yeah, why not? Somebody tweet Joey Fatone this video.
Yeah, I gotta go tweet Joey. I'll talk to you guys later.